The new GTA 6 trailer dropped just the other week. At the time of recording, it is the 18th. I'll flash up on screen when the trailer came out, alongside a load of promotional images and a bit of information around different characters, settings, stuff like that. I wanted to make a video just to quickly go through some of that stuff, but I don't want to do what everyone else has done, where they've got, at this point, there's probably like 1 million trailer reactions. At this point, I'm pretty sure there's something like 8 different belly buttons in the GTA trailer, and why it means that Trevor is going to be in the DLC. It's just getting ridiculous now. There's just so much stuff where people are over-analyzing the heck out of it. So I'm going to stay away completely from all of that sort of stuff. And what I want to do today is I want to just talk a bit about who GTA 6 is actually for. Because I think there's been a bit of a mismatch in terms of the tone that they're presenting. Part of them are presenting this Red Dead 2 style mature theme, where they've got, intimate characters, they've got people being very serious, very dour, there's some very serious tones going on, alongside a lot of bombastic music, a lot of chasing safes through the streets, a lot of booty shots. Oh my days, the booty shots. There's so many of them that it seems as if it's trying to tailor more towards teens. I just want to have a chat around who this is for. So, is it for us? The ones who played, GTA 3 all the way back in the day, maybe even GTA 1? Or is it for the people that are now playing live service games? Do they want the kids playing Rocket League, the kids playing Siege, all that sort of stuff? Are they trying to bring them into the fold of GTA Online? So are they trying to market towards them and us at the same time? Let's have a chat about it and let's see what we can fathom out. You can see that there's a lot of mature themes in here. You can see that there's a lot of, the main character, the main female character, she's being in prison. So she's having to then do community service to sort of make up for that. They're kind of struggling to make ends meet. They want to get a better life for themselves. The sort of Bonnie and Clyde stuff that's been thrown around since the marketing for GTA 6 began. I think there is a lot of stuff there, a lot of mature themes to explore. And it does seem like they're trying to put that sort of story front and foremost, especially in this trailer as opposed to the last one. There's a lot more emphasis on the relationship that the two of them have and what that actually means for the game. I loved Red Dead Redemption 2, honestly. It was one of my favorite games. There was so much character in it, and it looks like they're trying to do that again here with GTA 6, presenting a much more mature story, one that makes you try and care about the main characters, the relationships that they have. And even if there is a sort of wacky cast of characters in the background, I do think that there's a big emphasis on making you care and being more mature with what they're presenting to you, for the story side at the very least. Red Dead Redemption 2, it's worth noting, was the last project with the old writers, the likes of Laszlo Jones, both the Hauser brothers. They all moved on in 2020 after Red Dead Redemption 2 released. So a lot of people have said that Red Dead Redemption 2 is like their sort of swan song. This is the end of the Rockstar that you know. This is the end of the writing that you know, the quality that you know. So that was their sort of goodbye game. And I think it really hit massively with its tone around the end of the cowboy era and how things were just coming to an end. It matched up perfectly with them leaving. And now we're looking at GTA 6 and it's almost like they're trying to emulate that. And it was super mature, but GTA has always been a little bit of a parody rather than it being a serious thing. The high level of fidelity is also back. There's a lot of screenshots out there. There's a lot of trailer comparisons that you'll have seen on YouTube. Essentially, they have dialed up the graphics and the animations to 100, even more than 100, to be honest. And it's worth noting with all these extra animations and all these different graphical updates and things like that, that does come at a real human cost. So if you think about when they did the infamous, the horse balls shrink when it's cold on Red Dead Redemption 2, no one needed that in the game. No one needed that to be there at all, but they spent a lot of time in crunch culture, perfectly tweaking all these different little bits and pieces to make sure that it was the most realistic game there was. And honestly, it didn't need to come at a human cost. They could have delayed it, they could have not worked into crunch culture, and instead what they did was they had a very large impact on the people making that game just to make this pristine package. And yes, a lot of people did love it, myself included, but you've also got to be aware of the human cost of what this level of fidelity comes to. Even though the GTA 6 development window has already been way over 10 years, my son wasn't even born. He's now 11. It'll be 12 by the time this game comes out. That's how long it took to make, but there is still a lot of crunch culture and a lot of negative culture in Rockstar, and I don't think they're addressing that prior to bringing out this game. Back to the mature side of the trailers, if you think back to things like GTA 4, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, all of those games, they were all very slapstick. The whole thing, the comedy was slapstick, it was very much overblown characters, parody characters, and you do get little touches of that here and there in this most recent trailer for GTA 6, but there is definitely something missing there where they're trying to push the more mature stuff and trying to get away a bit, or it feels like they're trying to get away a bit from the parody type stuff. Although they do have things like the Fast and Furious safe dragon thing, but it does feel very, very less slapstick compared to the older games. GTA has always been a parody of modern times, but it does look very grounded and very serious this time. It looks like there's impact in what you do, and I think it might just be the photorealism that just makes it all the more impactful when something happens. It makes it look more real, it makes it look more tangible compared to the old games where it looked, back then they felt like they looked great, but, they were running around with triangle hands and stuff. They did not look graphically good. They didn't look close to real life, we'll say that. And this is where the tone shifts. You got the very mature, the graphical fidelity is so high, and it just looks very realistic. But then they sort of flipped it. So they're playing the party music. It's some sort of copyrighted music that I can't play for you. I'll flash up on the screen what it is, what the artist and stuff is. But essentially, then they're like, okay, butt shots, butt shots, butt shots, butt shots. And it just shows the main female character's butt about 20 times in different shots throughout that trailer. There's also a scene from a strip club. There's also doing the robberies and, blowing things up and straddling a man as you jump down through a plane. There's all sorts of stuff out there that make me instantly go, this is for teenagers. This isn't for me. This isn't for someone who's sat here wanting, like a mature experience. This is for teenagers, 100%. But I'm not saying that this is necessarily a negative thing. I mean, I was a kid when I played GTA 3. I was a kid when I played Vice City. I was a teen when I played San Andreas, I think. But when we look at GTA 5, by that point, I was an actual adult. So the development time for these games has been so far and stretched between that people are aging massively between each step. And it's quite possible that kids who had never seen a GTA game because they were too young, now they're old enough to play a GTA game, and this is like their first one, the first one that they're getting stuck into. And there's a lot of kids and teens who will play this, and they want it to fit for them, because back then, what I used to do, I used to play it as like a meme. I don't think memes existed back then, but I played it as like a meme. It was like a joke. Oh, I can just jump into this game, press these buttons, get infinite ammo, infinite weapons, infinite health, and I can fly around in a tank, blowing things up. And I think they're trying to partially get away from that in the trailer, but also they're trying to push that at the same time. It's a bit of a weird balance. So kids coming into it, they're going to want to do the usual stuff. They're going to want to kill people, they're going to want to blow stuff up. The sort of stuff that you get warned away from GTA from as a child, because the minute you see people having all this freedom in a game, and people saying, "Oh no, you can't play that." Your parents are saying, "Hey, you can't shoot that person" or something like that. It just makes you want to do it more. It's just the same. It's how all kids work, to be perfectly honest. It's just what you want to do. So I think that the whole causing havoc thing is going to be in here, and they should, I would have thought, put some sort of cheats in so that you can do all the usual things with the infinite ammo. But I don't doubt they're trying to get kids into the next generation of GTA, because GTA Online was one of the most profitable things ever. The amount of shark cards and all that sort of stuff that they've been selling there. They had the casino in, all those sorts of things. They're going to want to market that to the next generation. So, legally speaking, it would be the 18-year-olds, but we all know it would be the people who are less than 18, the teenagers. And Rockstar want to mine that little quarry, as it were, of the younger kids now. They want them to come in. They want them to see the flashing lights. They want them to see the casino. They want to go, right, okay, Mom, Dad, get me some shark cards. I need some shark cards in my life. I can't afford to do X, Y, and Z. I'm being killed by a flying car that you can't unlock until you have 1 million cash. I can't get 1 million cash, so I'm going to need you to do this. Chuck me the money on the shark card, please. And that's what they're going for. They're trying to They're trying to encourage younger audience to come in, which I don't feel it's necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, on paper, you've got to say you can't have under 18s playing an 18 rated game, but everyone knows that that just isn't how reality works. I was playing 18 games when I wasn't 18. I know for a fact there's people out there right now, could be even people watching this video, although based off my analytics, very unlikely. There's people playing 18 rated games who shouldn't be, and that's just how it works. And I don't think they can outwardly say, yes, we're marketing towards them, but it looks like they might be. So with the main sort of beef of the argument out of the way, I'd kind of wonder what the gameplay trailer is going to be like. I'm sort of sat thinking, so they're going to show a story mission where there's some sort of heartfelt thing going on between the two main characters, the male and female couple characters. Is there going to be something that sort of shows the impact between the two, the relationship? Is the gameplay thing going to be, oh, I have to save one from something? Or is the gameplay trailer going to be just carnage? Is it going to be them riding down the street, they're both on a motorbike while one of them shoots a rocket launcher at stuff? And that'll be the giveaway for me. That'll be where they say to me, right, this game is or isn't for you. Because what they'll do is they'll go, right, here's carnage. This is what, teens want. They want explosions. They want people set on fire. They want bullets flying, all of the bells and whistles. That's what I think they're going to try and go for. I think they're going to go for destruction, carnage, havoc, the sort of stuff that I was personally into as a kid, as a teen. That's what I think they're going to go for here. I don't think kids nowadays, and I mentioned this on my deep dive video, I don't think kids nowadays really want a story. They don't want something to be invested in. The majority that I know of will skip every cutscene known to man. They won't watch them. They don't care. Cutscenes aren't for them. There's some adults who don't think cutscenes are for them. But I think the key is they don't care. They're skipping through. They just want to get to the gameplay. They want the gameplay to be good, engaging, rewarding. And I think the only way they're going to do that or market that is to just show explosions everywhere, people getting killed left, right, and center. They'll be showing the robberies themselves. So for those who don't know, GTA 6 revolves around robberies, whereas GTA 5 revolved around heists. So heists are very much planned, routine, strict, follow the plan type deals, whereas robberies are just go in, blow things up, get out. So I don't think there's going to be too much planning around it. You probably do like planning missions like get a vehicle, get an outfit, go and do it. The same as the heists were. But I think very much it's a case of these people are just going to blow things up. They're going to blow up the wall of a building, go in, grab a safe, open the safe, get all the stuff out and leave. And I think that that's endemic of what they're trying to go for here. So the move from heists to robberies says to me they're sort of inviting a more chaotic thing. In the trailer itself, you can see there's stuff like almost like an homage to Heat. So you can see people driving through the streets, shooting guns and everything. I think it's very much going to be that kind of game. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be non-stop engagement. There's never going to be like a lull in the excitement unless you're in the open world. I think the open world, it'll have all sorts of stuff like fishing and whatever, where you can sit and chill. But I think the main story missions and the side story missions, all that sort of thing, is going to be non-stop chaos just to make sure people are still paying attention. It's very much sort of what it used to be. It used to be chaos, and I think that that's fine, but I think it is going to be more appealing towards the younger generation. I genuinely do, and I think it's just the time that I just have to realize that maybe I am personally just too old for GTA. I don't think I am. I think I'm going to still play it. Everyone's going to play it. It's just going to be the biggest piece of media known to man. But sometimes I just sit and think, maybe I'm getting a bit too old for GTA. Maybe I'm just asking for a more mature thing. And the whole reason I made this video was because it felt like they were kind of appealing to me, appealing to the mature people who like Red Dead Redemption 2, as well as the people who, like just to see, here's some big butts and explosions. So it's a bit of a weird tonal mismatch. Just whatever comes out of this game is going to revolutionize the next generation of gaming. It's as simple as that. I don't think I'm being hyperbolic. I don't think I'm exaggerating. Whatever happens with GTA 6 is going to change the landscape of gaming for the next 10 years, until the next GTA probably. Every time they bring something out, everyone tries to copy little bits and pieces. You get your own little spin-off type games where they've taken certain aspects, certain pieces of gameplay, and they just try and sort of rejig them into their own thing. And you'll see the influence of it everywhere. There'll not be a game that comes out that doesn't have some sort of influence by GTA 6, especially if you think about the CEOs at the top. They'll be sort of saying, right, where's my GTA 6? Where's my GTA 6? So just keep an eye out for that, because I think it'll be probably a good thing, to be honest. I don't think it'll be a negative thing, but I will be able to see it, and you will be able to see it as gaming goes on after, when it comes out in May 2026. The last thing I'll mention, and I mentioned this in my Nintendo video, when Nintendo decided to break the dam, as it were, regarding game costs. Xbox has now raised its prices for games to $80, the same as Nintendo. Everyone thought that GTA 6 was going to be the game that raised the costs. They thought it was going to be a case of Xbox would join them, PlayStation would join them at some point, but everyone thought GTA 6 was going to be the one that pushed the $80 mark or the £80 mark. It hasn't happened. Instead, it's already been done by Nintendo, which says to me, how much is GTA 6 going to be? I think you're going to be looking at $100 for GTA 6. I'll call it now. If I'm wrong, someone point it out at some point, clip it, send me it on X and say, you are wrong, sir. But that's what I think. I think it's going to be $100 for GTA 6. And that's the video for today. I do hope you understand where I was coming from, how it kind of has two different tones, how they're sort of trying to push it towards the mature people who liked Red Dead Redemption 2, you know, the people who've been here since the start. But they're also trying to get in the younger audience by showing all the flashy stuff and all the different explosions and the booty shots and all that sort of stuff. I do think that they're trying to aim for both markets at the same time, and I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I do think everyone's going to be there day one. It could be that everyone just sits in the comments on this video and goes, of course, what did you expect? This is GTA. And that's fine. You know, I think that you're not wrong to say that. I just thought it was an interesting topic to talk about. So I hope you've had a good time watching today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I put out lists, reviews, deep dives, and some chatty videos like this just to sort of talk through different bits and pieces. I love talking about games. I'm here all the time talking about games. So if you love talking about games too, feel free to drop a comment below. I'm Gracious Rhino. Look after each other, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.